You've been taking your vitamins religiously for months, hitting your protein targets every single day, yet you still feel exhausted. Your hair is thinning, and your muscles aren't growing despite consistent workouts. Sound familiar? Here's the shocking truth that no one talks about. You could be consuming the most expensive supplements and the highest quality proteins on the planet, but if your gut is compromised by bacterial overgrowth or imbalanced microbiome, you're literally flushing money down the toilet. Your body isn't absorbing what you're feeding it, and this silent saboteur in your digestive system is stealing your health gains right from under your nose. Today, we're diving deep into why your gut bacteria might be the reason you're not seeing results from your nutrition efforts, and more importantly, exactly what you can do about it starting today. The hidden epidemic affecting millions of Americans right now is gut dysfunction, and it's destroying our ability to absorb the nutrients we desperately need. Small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, commonly known as SIBO, affects an estimated 15 to 20% of healthy individuals, but that number skyrockets to 80% in people with digestive issues. But here's what's really terrifying. Most people have no idea they have it. They're experiencing symptoms like bloating, gas, brain fog, fatigue, and poor muscle recovery, attributing these issues to stress, age, or bad genetics. Meanwhile, their gut lining is becoming increasingly permeable. Their beneficial bacteria are being crowded out by harmful microbes, and their digestive enzymes are being overwhelmed. The result? Your body starts treating the very nutrients you're trying to absorb as foreign invaders. Your vitamin B12 gets destroyed before it reaches your bloodstream. Your protein gets fermented by bacteria. Instead of being broken down into amino acids your muscles can use, your iron, zinc, and magnesium become bound to compounds your intestines can't process. You're essentially starving at the cellular level while eating what appears to be a perfectly healthy diet. This isn't just about digestive discomfort anymore. This is about your body's fundamental ability to function, recover, and thrive. To understand why this happens, we need to examine what's actually occurring in your small intestine when bacterial overgrowth takes control. Normally, your small intestine should have relatively few bacteria compared to your large intestine. It's designed to be a sterile environment where enzymes break down food into molecules small enough to pass through your intestinal wall into your bloodstream. When harmful bacteria migrate upward from your colon into your small intestine, they begin fermenting the food you eat before your body has a chance to digest and absorb it properly. These bacteria produce hydrogen and methane gases as byproducts of fermentation, which explains the bloating and gas many people experience. But the real damage goes much deeper. These bacterial colonies create biofilms that coat your intestinal walls, physically blocking nutrient absorption sites. Think of it like barnacles growing on the hull of a ship. The ship can still move, but its efficiency is severely compromised. Your intestinal villi, those tiny finger-like projections responsible for absorbing nutrients, become inflamed and damaged. Studies show that SIBO can reduce vitamin B12 absorption by up to 80%, because the bacteria actually consume the B12 before your body can use it. The bacteria also deconjugate bile acids, which are essential for fat-soluble vitamin absorption. This means your vitamins A, D, E, and K aren't being properly absorbed, regardless of how much you're supplementing. Protein absorption becomes equally compromised. Instead of being broken down into individual amino acids through normal digestion, proteins get fermented by these bacteria into harmful compounds like ammonia and hydrogen sulfide. Not only are you missing out on the muscle-building benefits of that expensive protein powder, but these bacterial byproducts are actually toxic to your intestinal lining, creating more inflammation and further reducing absorption capacity. The bacterial overgrowth also triggers chronic low-grade inflammation throughout your digestive system. This inflammation causes your immune system to go into overdrive, directing energy and resources away from healing and recovery toward fighting what it perceives as an ongoing infection. Your cortisol levels rise, your sleep quality decreases, and your body enters a chronic stress state that makes nutrient absorption even more difficult. The connection between bacterial imbalance and nutrient deficiency creates a vicious cycle that becomes harder to break over time. When your beneficial bacteria are outnumbered by harmful species, you lose the ability to produce certain vitamins endogenously. Your healthy gut bacteria are responsible for synthesizing vitamin K2, several B vitamins, including biotin and folate, and short-chain fatty acids that nourish your intestinal cells. Without adequate beneficial bacteria, you become dependent on external sources for these nutrients. But your compromised absorption capacity means you can't effectively utilize what you consume. This is why people with gut dysfunction often develop multiple nutrient deficiencies simultaneously, despite eating nutrient-dense foods and taking high-quality supplements. Research shows that individuals with SIBO frequently present with deficiencies in iron, vitamin B12, vitamin D, and fat-soluble vitamins, even when their dietary intake appears adequate. The bacterial overgrowth interferes with intrinsic factor production, a protein necessary for B12 absorption. It damages the intestinal brush border where disaccharidase enzymes are produced, leading to carbohydrate malabsorption. It increases intestinal permeability, allowing partially digested food particles and bacterial toxins to enter your bloodstream and trigger immune reactions. Your liver becomes overburdened trying to process these toxins, further reducing your energy levels and metabolic efficiency. Meanwhile, the harmful bacteria continue to multiply, feeding on the very supplements and foods you're consuming to try to improve your health. They particularly thrive on simple carbohydrates and certain fibers, which explains why many people with SIBO feel worse when they try to eat healthy, high-fiber foods. Now let's talk about the solution. The first step in restoring proper nutrient absorption is identifying and addressing the root cause of bacterial overgrowth. This typically involves a combination of antimicrobial treatments, dietary modifications, and gut healing protocols. The most effective approach starts with starving the harmful bacteria through a carefully designed elimination diet. The low FODMAP diet has shown remarkable success in reducing SIBO symptoms and bacterial overgrowth. FODMAP stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. These are specific types of carbohydrates that feed harmful bacteria in your small intestine. By eliminating high FODMAP foods for 4 to 6 weeks, you effectively starve the bacterial overgrowth while giving your intestinal lining time to heal. During this elimination phase, focus on easily digestible proteins like wild-caught fish, pastured eggs, and lean poultry. Include low FODMAP vegetables such as spinach, carrots, zucchini, and bell peppers. Avoid high FODMAP foods like garlic, onions, beans, wheat, certain fruits, and most dairy products. This isn't a permanent lifestyle change, but rather a strategic intervention to reset your gut environment. While following the elimination diet, incorporate natural antimicrobial compounds that specifically target harmful bacteria without destroying beneficial species. Oregano oil has been shown in clinical studies to be as effective as prescription antibiotics for treating SIBO, with fewer side effects. Take 200 milligrams of standardized oregano oil twice daily with meals. Berberine, a compound found in golden seal and barberry, has powerful antimicrobial properties and also helps regulate blood sugar, which reduces fuel available to harmful bacteria. The recommended dose is 500 milligrams 3 times daily before meals. Allicin from garlic is another potent antimicrobial, but since garlic is high FODMAP, use a standardized allicin supplement instead. These natural antimicrobials work synergistically to reduce bacterial overgrowth without the harsh side effects associated with prescription antibiotics. Supporting your digestive system during this healing phase is crucial for restoring nutrient absorption capacity. Digestive enzymes become your best friend when dealing with compromised gut function. Take a broad-spectrum digestive enzyme supplement containing protease, lipase, and amylase with every meal to help break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates more effectively. This reduces the amount of undigested food available for bacterial fermentation while improving nutrient availability for absorption. Hydrochloric acid supplementation is often necessary for people with SIBO, as bacterial overgrowth frequently occurs alongside low stomach acid production. Start with 1 betaine HCl capsule with your largest meal of the day and gradually increase the dose until you feel a slight warming sensation in your stomach. Then reduce by 1 capsule. This helps ensure proper protein digestion and creates an acidic environment that's hostile to harmful bacteria. L-glutamine supplementation supports intestinal wall repair and reduces inflammation. Take 5 grams of L-glutamine powder mixed in water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. This amino acid serves as the primary fuel source for intestinal cells and helps rebuild the damaged intestinal lining that's been compromised by bacterial overgrowth. Zinc carnosine is particularly effective for healing intestinal permeability and reducing inflammation. Take 75 milligrams twice daily between meals. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil help reduce systemic inflammation and support the healing process. Aim for 2 to 3 grams of combined EPA and DHA daily from a high-quality fish oil supplement. Once you've completed the elimination phase and antimicrobial treatment, the next crucial step is rebuilding your beneficial bacterial populations through strategic probiotic supplementation. However, this timing is critical. Taking probiotics during the acute treatment phase can actually feed the bacterial overgrowth and make symptoms worse. Wait until you've completed at least 4 weeks of antimicrobial treatment before introducing probiotics. Start with soil-based probiotics, which are more resistant to stomach acid and less likely to cause digestive upset in sensitive individuals. Bacillus coagulans and Bacillus clausii are excellent starting strains. After 2 weeks, add Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium strains, focusing on multi-strain formulas that contain at least 10 different species. The goal is to gradually rebuild microbial diversity while maintaining the gains you've made in reducing harmful bacteria. Prebiotic fiber supplementation should be introduced very slowly and carefully. Start with small amounts of partially hydrolyzed gargum, which is gentle on sensitive digestive systems. Begin with just 1 teaspoon daily and slowly increase over several weeks. This feeds your beneficial bacteria without providing fuel for harmful species. Fermented foods can be reintroduced gradually during this rebuilding phase. Start with small amounts of sauerkraut juice or coconut kefir and monitor your response. If you tolerate these well, gradually add other fermented vegetables and eventually dairy-based fermented foods if you don't have dairy sensitivities. Lifestyle factors play an enormous role in maintaining the gains you've made through dietary and supplement interventions. Stress management becomes non-negotiable because chronic stress directly impacts gut function through the gut-brain axis. Implement daily stress reduction practices such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, or gentle yoga. Even 10 minutes daily can significantly impact your digestive health and nutrient absorption capacity. Sleep optimization is equally important, as your gut does most of its healing and regeneration during deep sleep phases. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly and maintain consistent sleep and wake times. Exercise supports healthy gut motility and helps prevent the stagnation that can lead to bacterial overgrowth recurrence. However, avoid intense exercise during the initial healing phase, as this can increase inflammation and stress on your system. Focus on gentle activities like walking, swimming, or restorative yoga until your energy levels improve. Meal timing and eating habits significantly impact digestive health. Practice intermittent fasting with a 12-hour overnight fast to give your digestive system adequate rest and promote the migrating motor complex, which helps sweep bacteria and debris from your small intestine. Eat your meals in a relaxed environment without distractions, chew thoroughly, and avoid drinking large amounts of liquid with meals, as this can dilute digestive enzymes. Many people make critical mistakes during their gut healing journey that can sabotage their progress and prevent nutrient absorption from improving. The biggest mistake is rushing the process and trying to do everything at once. Your gut didn't become imbalanced overnight, and it won't heal overnight either. Trying to eliminate too many foods simultaneously while starting multiple supplements can overwhelm your system and make it difficult to identify what's actually helping. Another common error is taking probiotics too early in the process. While probiotics are beneficial for long-term gut health, introducing them before addressing bacterial overgrowth can actually worsen symptoms and delay healing. Wait until you've completed the antimicrobial phase before adding probiotics to your protocol. People also frequently make the mistake of following generic gut healing protocols without addressing their individual needs and sensitivities. What works for one person may not work for another, and some popular gut health foods like bone broth, kombucha, and high-fiber vegetables can actually worsen symptoms in people with SIBO. Listen to your body and work with a qualified practitioner who understands the complexities of gut healing. Many individuals also underestimate the importance of addressing underlying causes such as food poisoning, chronic stress, or structural issues that may have contributed to bacterial overgrowth in the first place. Without addressing these root causes, symptoms are likely to return even after successful treatment. Finally, people often give up too soon when they don't see immediate improvements. Gut healing is a gradual process that can take several months, and there may be periods where symptoms temporarily worsen as your body detoxifies and rebalances. Your gut health directly determines how well your body can utilize the nutrients you consume, and restoring proper bacterial balance is the key to unlocking your body's full potential for health, energy, and performance. The protocol we've outlined today addresses the root cause of nutrient malabsorption by eliminating bacterial overgrowth, healing intestinal damage, and rebuilding beneficial bacterial populations. Remember that this is a journey, not a destination, and consistency with the protocol is more important than perfection. Start with the elimination diet and antimicrobial supplements. Support your digestion with enzymes and gut-healing nutrients, and gradually rebuild your microbiome with targeted probiotics and lifestyle modifications. Track your symptoms and energy levels throughout the process so you can see the improvements as they occur. Within 4 to 6 weeks, most people notice significant improvements in bloating, gas, and energy levels. Within 3 to 6 months, you should see dramatic improvements in nutrient status, muscle recovery, and overall health markers. If you found this information valuable, subscribe to Hackett Media for more evidence-based nutrition strategies that actually work. Share this video with anyone who's been struggling with unexplained fatigue or poor results from their nutrition efforts despite doing everything right. Your gut health journey starts with the very next meal you eat, so make it count.